I did not want to have to make this video, but it looks like Avatar Legends, the fighting game on the Nintendo Switch 1, is another Mortal Kombat 1 situation, or very close to it. This is a disaster of a release. I criticized the Avatar Legends team about their poor communication yesterday in the Xbox delay video, but now I can see why they didn't really say much about the Nintendo Switch version in the months leading up to the release. And it looks like there's not even a native Nintendo Switch 2 version, which goes contrary to what a lot of the trailers said. Here you can see the game runs or tries to run at an unlocked frame rate. It tries to hover around 30 frames per second during gameplay, sometimes going above and sometimes going below. 30 FPS is not ever what you want to see in a fighting game, but a frame rate that goes all over the place constantly is really not what you want to see, especially for a game like this that is heavily reliant on almost frame perfect links for some combos. Dare I say, Mortal Kombat 1 actually performed better in the first week than this game is today. Granted, and to their credit, this game does not have the horrendously ugly graphics that MK1 did, but performance is just as bad. Maybe worse. Although the Moon Spirit, or whatever it was called, that big blue thing that shows up when Aang does his Avatar State final ultimate move, that looks pretty messed up. And mind you, I haven't gone through absolutely everything, so there might be some other not so nice looking things. And this is the old Switch. I'm running this on the old Switch hardware, so I'm not playing this on the Switch 2. This is the old Switch hardware running this game, and so I would expect problems with visuals. But one thing that you cannot skimp on, and I said it before, one thing you cannot skimp on with fighting games is the performance, and this is very, very bad. I would call this unplayable. The last thing I want to do is be negative on the Avatar Legends team, but I gotta be honest, the communication was very bad. They were super communicative anytime that there was good news and good feedback and things like that, but whenever anybody asked about the Nintendo Switch, there was silence. And I get that, there are problems that us as the players, maybe we're not going to be able to see going in because we're not developers, and I expect that, but I also expect that you, as the company that wants us to pay money for your game, I expect that you tell us what's going on. This game needed to be delayed, just like the Xbox version, and that, that's okay. If the game needs to be delayed, then it is what it is, but you got to be upfront about it so that people don't feel burned on the day of. So not only do Xbox players get shafted for over a month, but the Switch 1 gets an abysmal release, and the Switch 2 doesn't even get a release at all, and they don't even tell us that it's delayed. At least the Xbox players got that. I tried playing the arcade mode, and I got into the first section where you talk to Avatar Kyoshi for a little bit, and then Zahir shows up. We go to start the fight with Zahir, and then as soon as he started moving, the game slowed to a crawl and crashed. I tried to replicate it here, but it actually managed to work. By the way, the AI is incredibly aggressive in arcade mode. Zahir kind of caught me by surprise here, but I was able to beat him, and then it crashed. So 2 crashes around the same fight. I think it's safe to say that this game needs a lot of work. This is a very disappointing release. I cannot recommend this on the Nintendo Switch. I have not tried it on the Switch 2, and mind you, there is no Switch 2 native version, but the old Switch version can be played on the Switch 2. I have not tried it yet. I don't have to try the online to know that it's going to be really bad. It's already 30 FPS with constant frame drops. I'm not even going to try. I want this game to succeed on the Nintendo Switch, and especially the Switch 2. I see games like Dragon Ball FighterZ and Guilty Gear Strive running and looking beautiful on the old Switch hardware, so I know that this game can do it, but for whatever reason, they were not able to get it done by launch day. Right now, this is a do not buy, unfortunately. This version also does not have crossplay, and it only has the standard edition content, so yeah, I'm gonna be waiting for future updates. Hopefully they get this up and running properly, but more importantly for me, I want that native Switch 2 version as soon as possible. I'm SwitchPlayed done.